Hello, ladies. How is everyone? Okay, so can y'all hear me? Kristen, can you hear me? Hmm. Hey, Kristen, can you hear me? No. All right, can y'all hear me? Angie can hear me. Kristen, can you hear me? No. All right. Okay. All right, y'all. Thank you so much for jumping on. I know it is the craziest time of day, and this is not a call that we typically have. And I know it showed that it was going to last 45 minutes, but it's really not. I'm hoping I can get on and get off here in under 30 minutes. And I will record this. I will post this in our Facebook group, and I will use this over time for everyone as they become influencers for the Faster Way with Amberly. So first of all, I want to say how very much I appreciate each and every one of you as you watch this later. I seriously appreciate your passion toward this carb cycling and intermittent fasting journey we are on together, and your passion toward sharing this program or desiring to, and your passion and support in this blessing of a business for me that I get to lead and to live alongside you. So here is a little top secret info for you. This right here is actually what I really love the most about being a Faster Way coach. And by this, I mean the opportunity to equip and empower. And in some cases, I'm actually employing other women and some men, of course, to earn a significant amount of money, a significant amount of income, a supplemental income for y'all. That is why I get up in the morning, is to coach clients in freedom, to encourage and equip my coaches in the areas that they need, and for y'all as well. And that looks really different moving forward in 2019. And so we're going to talk a little bit about that. So whether you're a stay-at-home mom, a corporate woman, a career woman, a man that's had great success in the program, a business owner of your own, whatever the case may be, I love, love, love the privilege of providing others a way to earn a significant amount of income so that you can recirculate that wealth back to your family, back to your community, and to your church in whatever way you feel led to do. So really and truly, and I shared this with my husband the other day, we were talking about his dad. I might get a little teary here in a minute, but he passed away 3 years ago this month, and he was an entrepreneur. And my husband is actually a fifth generation entrepreneur. So his dad ran and operated a multi-million-dollar residential building company here in Georgia. And you would never know it because he drove a 15-year-old SUV with a cracked windshield. So he was a man of integrity, extreme generosity, and to the point that when the market crashed in 2007 and the company closed down, he was going to his homes and paying the people that were cleaning the houses, after, they'll do a clean before that goes on the market. He was paying them from his wallet instead of the company because as far as like attorneys and things like that, funds have to be protected and just random things like that I don't understand. But that was not an excuse for him for other people to not get paid. So he literally paid them cash from his wallet up until the very end. So anyway, let's see. And so as I was talking things over with Bray, because originally when I started coaching, it'll be a year in April, I said, you know what, we're going to give this thing a year. I have 5 children. I homeschool them. I'm not going to put in so much time, effort, and energy and it take away from my family in a way that's not profitable, both financially and just relationally. So said we'd give it a year. The Lord has abundantly blessed this situation. And so, but in the process, what I have grown to love isn't so much what it means for me and for my family and for my community and for areas in which I'm able to give. what it means the most for me is the way that I'm able to utilize influencers, utilize other people who love the program, and employ other people to help me do this. And so when I think about, well, what happens if, what if this becomes something I don't continue to do? I don't foresee that happening, but I also have to be wise, or what if the Fast Road with Amberly is not, sees less success than it has in the past. And I just started bawling, and I was like, oh my gosh, it just hit me. That's what your dad went through. That's what my husband went through when they had to look at people who were making, $100,000 a year and say, we're shutting things down. That, like, I see now what that means when you are the one that has the opportunity to give other people the opportunity to earn extra income or all income. And when you are also the one that has to, to say, I can't do this anymore. And so whenever I think about potentially not doing this or what it would look like if, the Lord shut it down, I'm like, oh my gosh, that's the part that hurts my heart the most. And that is the part that I don't want to see happen. And so in order to do so, I'm like, I have got to make 2019 the year to empower and equip y'all to share this program and to earn a significant amount of income in the process. And, it's something that's doable. And I'm going to kind of get into a little bit of that here in a couple minutes. So, and so that's the part that makes me sad, is if I'm not part of the life-changing experience that people are having with their health goals, weight loss, weight gain, healthy pregnancies. Hey, Kimberly, I see that cute belly. And this progress over perfection and mindset issues, and the freedom and the confidence that I get to experience other people experiencing on a daily basis. So there's really a lot wrapped in it for me, and a lot of, especially if you're just in a 6-week session, or you've really never paid attention to me when I've talked about this, like, this is a lot wrapped up in it for me and my heart for y'all. So I just want to make sure that y'all hear that loud and clear, and that's what I would miss. So, but what made me really, really, really no, okay, hang on, I lost my train of thought. Okay, so we got that it really would break my heart to take away the opportunity for y'all as my influencers to earn income this way, and the people that I kind of employ behind the scenes who keep this thing running. So, not to mention, many of you know now that I own a consulting company that specializes in female business owners, or a female that wants to create a business. And so if I quit, or if I am not successful, then I'm single-handedly responsible for removing more than $5,000 a month that I get to pay out to other women. And that is such a tremendous blessing for me. And so this is what fires me up. Seeing you succeed and have the prayers answered and the dreams met that you have for your family, to say, oh my goodness, just an extra $300 a month, or an extra $700 a month, or an extra, $2,000, $3,000 a month could mean a huge difference for me and my family. So whether you or your spouse are in the ministry, whether money is tight because you have fallen into debt due to whatever circumstances, or you've just experienced crisis over crisis, or maybe, like me, you don't necessarily need a single thing, but because you and your husband have differing perspectives on finances, you just want a little, or in my case, a lot of extra, like, panty drawer money to do with what you choose, whether it's buying Valentine's Day pajamas that your husband thinks are ridiculous for your kids that you want to do as a mom. This gives you a little bit of the freedom to do some of that, depending on your circumstance. So as y'all know, I went away a couple weeks ago and did kind of a little business retreat for excuse me one second. And even during the fourth quarter of 2018, I was praying, Lord, equip me to make a significant impact in the ways that only you know how. Because here's what I've learned just in my recovery journey. Only He has the power to do for me what I cannot. And I know that I cannot do anything apart from Him. So here we go. Here is how you are going to be successful through this partnership in 2019 and how we are going to all rise together, not just in our Faster Way partnership and in our Faster Way health goals, but in all of our unique endeavors and places and positions in which the Lord has us and has our feet planted. So here's a phrase, and it was commonly attributed to JFK, and he had used it in a speech in 1963 when he was combating the criticism on this dam project that he was inaugurating. But in this his memoir that was called Counselor, A Life at the Edge of History, can you hear me? Okay. So in this speech, Kennedy's speechwriter, Ted Sorensen was his name, revealed that the phrase was not like JFK's own phrase. And so Mr. Sorensen he had been trying to tackle this economic problem in New England, and he came upon this actual phrase. And he wrote in this memoir that he noticed in the Regional Chamber of Commerce, the New England Council had said this thoughtful slogan that we now hear Rachel Hollis use a lot, and it's not hers either. It was not JFK's. It's somebody from New England. But anyway, he has borrowed it, and now we borrow it, and it's a quote that I love. But it says, "A rising tide lifts all the boats." So I want to say that again. A rising tide lifts all the boats. So what that means is, for us as Faster Way to Fat Loss influencers and as a coach, is that as we share this program, as we all learn to earn how to make a significant amount of income, as the tide of success and goal reaching and financial freedom rises, it rises for each of us. Okay, each of us in our own little boats, the boat of your family, the boat of my family, the boat of our community, the boat of our church, the boat of paying for 5 children's college, the adoption recipient grants for 2019. As the tide rises, it rises for all of us, and we all rise together. And so, as you know, as a generous payout for y'all, and not everyone does this, and I can get into some of that later, but I literally split with you my commission that I make on a 6-week client. So my commission is $149, right? The cost of the program is $199. I make 75%, and I split that with my influencers. And if you're like, Amberly, what, am I an influencer? Like, didn't it used to be called affiliate? Yes, it did, but now we are influencers, and that's anybody who just influences anyone. You are considered an influencer. So my commission is $149. I split that with you. And I don't have to do that. We don't even really have to have influencer partnerships as Faster Way coaches, but I want to do that. I want to value your time. I want to value your passion, and I want to value your effort. I want to value you. And I pay my people behind the scenes that help me in various capacities, various ways, way above market value. And that's probably like the poorest business decision ever. But as you know, to this day, I'm the only business owner that has probably never balanced a checkbook. So I'm kind of a total disaster. But I also like leading my business with my heart. And so just for some comparison of what you do as an influencer and what I do as a coach, for $75 for you and $75 for me. So here is what the difference in splitting that commission looks like. So you share on social media with friends. Maybe you send some text messages. Maybe you have a few conversations or send an email. However you prefer to share your passion. And I heard somebody say, oh my gosh, Amberly, I would tell somebody for free. I'm like, well, that is great, because I'm actually going to pay you a lot of money and it won't be for free. So you do that and you earn a significant supplemental income. Or in some cases, I have some influencers whose husbands are out of jobs, and they are literally able to really help. Bray jokes. I mean, and he'll tell people this, y'all. I mean, when you are a builder, like we don't have cash flow. He's probably like, you told all those people that? We have cash events, right? So for example, right now in Brookhaven, FYI, if you have somebody who needs to buy a house, we have 2 houses listed for $1.2 million, right? Well, guess what? Until those houses sell, we have no money in our pocket. I mean, my kids are eating. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that for us, this being a Fastaway coach has been such a blessing because I, as a stay-at-home mom of 5, homeschooler, I have carried us financially in 2018, which is hysterical. Do not underestimate what you can do for your family in this opportunity. It is extremely incredible, or I wouldn't have stepped into this a year ago. Okay. So this time last year in January, they had not opened up the coach certification. They only open it a few times a year. So I was an affiliate or an influencer. I made $3,000 just sharing the program like y'all do. Now, if you think to yourself, oh, wait a second, and I will say this to y'all because y'all are kind of like my private posse, like this is in the nest. I have made more as a coach since last April. So what is that, 9 months, 8 months, 9 months, than I did as a teacher, just for reference. Okay. So those are, some of you are like, well, I've got my own things going on, Amberly. I would never want to be a coach. I don't want to do all you're doing. Well, you still have an incredible opportunity just as an influencer. And that's the way this program and the business structure is designed, because there are so many, like, this is not an MLM, but it sometimes has been compared to that, and it's completely different. And I can go into the structure later, but there are a lot of companies out there that are literally paying people to share their program nothing. And that is the amazing thing about Amanda Trust, is she's extremely generous, and she has set it up to be generous. And I think that's why I would almost positively say that's why it's been so successful, is because it is grounded in a what's the word? A value of generosity. So anyway, so back to what I was saying is, y'all, for $75 per person that you refer and registers, you share it on social media, you talk about it in the break room, you call somebody up and say, hey, remember how I tried this, and this? You've got to give what has worked a try. It's amazing, whatever. And then for $75 on that same client, here's what I do, okay? I answer the questions that they have all the time. I answer the questions that you have all the time, to help you figure out, what do I say? Did I say this right? Blah, blah, blah. I deal with registration mishaps when they end up in, somebody else's group, or, random things happen all the time. What else do I do? Oh, I deal with disgruntled people sometimes. I know it's surprising to know that there would be disgruntled people in the world, but there are. I get to nurture them, and I check their macros 6 days a week. I recently, just this month, like if you're in my group with a friend, but you're actually in VIP, or if you haven't been in my 6-week group for a while, I actually, and Emily and I together, made a decision. We do not check macros anymore on Sundays. So that was I feel like Chick-fil-A. It was a really hard business decision to make, because I want everybody to be happy and know they're nurtured and cared for, but it was a decision that we made. I do, like on a prep week Sunday or a week 1 Sunday, when people are still trying to figure things out, I do, if they ask a question specifically, like, I can't find, like, how do I do this exercise tomorrow morning? Then I will jump in and answer it. But we're not actually commenting on macros on Sundays anymore. And so I nurture their experience for this $75 that you also have. I explain the same things over and over and over. I do weekly training calls, or 4 training calls with them. And I do other aspects of a profitable, okay. What else? Oh, okay. But then again, yes, as a coach, I go past that 6-week experience. maybe partner with a cause or partner with a charity or partner with a ministry and say, hey, I have this program I love. I can make a lot of money talking about it. I'm going to do that, and I'm going to donate 100% of my proceeds or 100% of the money that I make to y'all. Like maybe you need a motivator, and I think that's an amazing motivation for you. Or maybe you say, I want to make enough money so that I can pay for other people to do this program because that's how much I believe in it. So anyway, there's just some different ideas for you. So what does this mean for you, and how can you be successful as an influencer? First of all, what certain dollar amount would it mean for you or your family that could really make a difference in your situation right now? What would that dollar look like? Secondly, what would you do with a portion of those earnings so that you could give back to your church, your community, or a charity? And those are the big questions that I want you to ask, because if you don't have some sort of goal in mind, or if you don't have some sort of challenge for yourself, you have no direction. You don't know where you're headed. And in order to be successful, you have to answer those questions. Because I know what you're thinking. Oh gosh, I don't know how to do what you do. Oh gosh, I don't know how to be successful in sharing this. I don't have what it takes. News flash. Yes, you do. I seriously am about to share with you the stories of two different women who made well over $1,000 in one round, referring 13 people to a session. And the crazy thing is, both of these women were my top influencers for those different months. They both earned over $1,000 in 1 month. And both of these women are passionate about the program and sharing the life-changing nature of it. That's the same about these two women who made the exact same amount of money. Here's what's different. One of these women is hardly on social media, like no Instagram presence really. One is a single mom and a teacher. The other woman, here's what's different. She's married. She has a podcast. She has a social media. She's dancing on the screen. She has a social media presence. So guess what is all that matters? You are what matters. Your story, your friends, your message, your unique gifting. That's how you earn a significant or supplemental income as a Faster Way to Fat Loss influencer. And so I do want to share just a little bit of market research with you, because you may or might not know, if you don't do this for a living, what it kind of looks like. But essentially, only 6% of your followers on Instagram will ever see your posts. Will ever like your posts, I should say. But they are watching you. They are listening to you. They are hearing what you're saying, even if they're not engaging. Okay, so the bottom line here is share. Even if you feel like you're getting no response, no engagement, share. I have people who I think unfollowed me like 6 months ago when I was getting on their nerves with all this, but all of a sudden say, hey, I want to sign up for the next round. They're not even following me, but I guess they're like following me like secretly. I don't know. And so that just goes to show, like, if you're passionate about this and if you want a desire to make income through this, do not let the thoughts or the opinions or the negativity or the criticism of other people cause you to not do what you feel like you need to do. All right. And that goes for anything in life, right? So live video, I know you're cringing right now, and Insta stories are how you make sure you are heard and seen. Literally, if you're on Instagram and you go to the top of Instagram, you can swipe for hours at the Insta stories that you see. But when you see that bright pink circle around someone, you're like, oh, this is a live video. Let me watch it for a minute while I'm getting dressed, or let me watch it while I'm on the bathroom toilet, or, whatever it may be. That's what's engaging people now. And so if that's something that freaks you out, I'll get into this in a minute, but I'm always happy to go on with you, and kind of lead that live and make you not feel so insecure or nervous about it. But even with those things, what you have to realize in this industry is that it takes someone 20 times hearing something, seeing something before they really ever listen enough to hear you. Y'all know we're the same. I mean, we are so busy mindlessly scrolling through life and through our feed, we don't even pay attention. So that's kind of where your people are coming from. And that's why, you know, it's very, very important to share often. So, but there are so many other things you can do if you're not a social media person. So don't feel like that's the way you have to do it. My personal biggest success when I referred 30 people in, I think it was 2 months, maybe 3 months, was personal outreach, and not in like a spammy way, but really just authentically thinking about, you know, just start with 5 people that you really feel like, gosh, I know them well. I know their struggle. I really feel like they would love this program, and reach out to them authentically and in a way that, you know, where you really care about their life and their future and their health, and just kind of throw it out there. Hey, you know, tell a little bit about your story. Hey, I just wanted to share with you, I started this program such and such a time ago. I didn't want to do it. I thought it was stupid. I thought I was going to be miserable. I thought I was going to quit like everything else, because I'm sure that's what most of you are thinking. But it has been life-changing. Here's how. You could say the few things. I really, really, really think you would love it. Here's some information to read about it. And you just give them your link. Okay. Now, if they decide to do it, they can register from there, but it's also just a great thing to hand out just to ask somebody to read about it. So do not play like hard to get. Like, don't shy away from what it is you're doing. Take bold action, because your friends need this, right? Just like you did. And you don't have to put it all out there. No, I don't want you to be like really vague about what it is, because they're going to think you're doing something else, and they're really not even going to care. You've got to say what it is. It is the faster way to fat loss. It is the faster way with Amberly. She is my coach. You can talk about how amazing she is. Just kidding. Whatever it is, you know, but be honest and be authentic and share your heart, because these are your friends, and they are your friends for a reason, and they trust you, or they're your followers, or they're your listeners, whatever the case may be, and wherever you're coming from, you have the respect of people, and they are going to listen to what you have to say. And obviously, the way that this program works, even whether you're just doing the program or whether you are earning supplemental or significant income through it, is this isn't something you're going to just do for the money. And because there's passion behind it. And that's what I love so much about it. You can create a Google form. And if that's something you don't know how to do, reach out to me. You can create a Google form that just says, hey, you talk about it online or on Facebook, and just say, if you're interested in knowing more about it, and they can just, you know, leave your name. And then from there, you can send an email, or you can send a text, or you can, if you are on Insta stories, put a little, one of those little voting things that you find, those GIFs or whatever, in your Insta stories, or you can put it in your post. Hey, if you're interested in knowing more, leave me your email address and I'll send you some information. So let me see what else I wanted to say here. You can send a text to someone, whatever. If you're into social media, I'm going to provide for you, and I'll get into that in a minute, images that you can use, things that you can say, talking points. And I'll go into this if you do want this little PDF that I have. But I actually, y'all, and I'm doing it right now, I have typed up everything I'm going to say, right? You don't even know I'm actually like reading that, do you? So anybody can do this, especially if you had Speech 101, like in college, is write it up, share your heart, and read your notes with passion. That's what I do. I pull up my notes on one side. I pull up Facebook Live on one side. I prop my phone up in the middle on Instagram, and that's what I do. I mean, I do that for my live training calls in the group, because y'all, my brain half works. I can't do that sometimes I'm on the fly, or sometimes I'll just have notes jotted off because I've been doing this for so long. But if that's not something you're comfortable with, just have your notes up there. I mean, that's what I coach all my clients to. That's what I tell all my coaches to do, is don't think you have to have this memorized. Another thing you can do is make a list of like 100 lives you want to change this year. And of people that you know personally. Who are those top 5? Reach out to them first. Say, hey, I want you to check into this. I've already gone over that. And just think, like, what if you did have 100 people register this year, 2019. I think I'm going to have 12 more rounds, maybe 13. I can't remember. That's $7,500 this year. That's 8 lives per month. That's over $600 a month. That's like a car payment or 2, or tuition. So, or sports equipment. I mean, my goodness, clothing, whatever it is, like, this is such an amazing opportunity. You don't have to be a coach. You don't have to do what I do, but you can definitely impact lives and earn money in the process. So anyway, so what does it look like for you? Because whatever it does look like for you, I want you to get there. I want to help you get there. I want the tide to rise. I want you to rise. I want us to rise. I have goals for 2019, and I need your help to reach them. Like, I need y'all. So I don't want you to think that I take you lightly. I don't want you to think that I don't care whether you do well or not. I need y'all, and I know you can reach your goals, and together we will reach all of our goals. And I am here to help you. I'm here to answer questions. I'm here to give you training calls like this. I'm here to talk through ideas. Like, I want you to be successful. So one of the things I'm actually got in the works right now, and I think, is Lindsay on this call? She's going to be like, I cannot believe you showed that. It's not ready. But I do want to show y'all something that will be available either the end of this week or early next week. And it is basically an influencer package, if you will. And I go over some of the things I've just discussed. I will share with you kind of a few little statistics, if you will. I actually give you topics that you can discuss on a live call or with a friend over the phone. Like, I know some of you are like, Amberly, I just do this program. I don't really remember the details of everything and like all this science stuff. Like, that's not my jam. It doesn't have to be, because I've literally written it out for you. In this little package, I will have links for you where you can click on them. If you want to put a picture of this, of a before and after, these are ones that are free for you to use. Not all of them come from me. They come from other coaches. Y'all know that on my social media, I only share pictures like of people with like clothes on. Some of these are like somebody in a sports bra and shorts. So if that's not your thing, obviously, don't share that one, but some people don't care. And so that's there for your use as well. Whatever you need to be successful. I have some of those like funny little graphic images that you see on my social media sometimes that you can use. What else do I have? I think my earbud is dying. Just like went crazy in my ear. Okay. So I'm just going to kind of show you what that looks like. It goes over what the compensation is. And so let me see. And this is not ready. This is not ready. It will be here in end of the week or so. So it'll come like this. It'll be a PDF that you just download, and has a note from me, a table of contents, talks about compensation. I give you some behind the scenes like strategies, like what I just said, like prop your notes up, whatever. Gives you some tips like how to share your story, the before and after testimonials, a link to those graphics. I tell you some things to avoid. I give you hashtags that you should use if you're posting in an Instagram or post. This is important right here. I do tell you when my rounds are going to be this year. Now, this is like top secret info, because if you reach out, and this is why I say this, is if somebody reaches out to you and say, hey, you think they're going to do the February 4th round. They're like, oh, I just don't know. When's the next one? You're not going to say March 4th. Okay. Because you'll probably lose that person. And I know this sounds a little bit salesy, but this is marketing. So anyway, hang on. So you're going to say, I'll let you know as soon as my coach tells me. That's kind of your answer to that. But for those of you who are podcasters or bloggers, or, you're planning out your content for certain things months in advance, I want you to have this to help you with your business that you're running. So that's why that's there for y'all. Please don't share that information, because actually at the end of the day, I'm looking into having a breast reduction in June. It's in my mind. I haven't committed to it yet. I don't know. I don't know. I'm having an ablation procedure. Like, I've got these things coming up that At the end of the day, my rounds would probably go on because I will hire coaches to help me while I'm recovering. But y'all know, like, I'm a human just like y'all. So if something goes wrong just in my life, I may say, hey guys, scratch the July 22nd round. I don't ever foresee that happening because I will, like I said, hire some coaches to come in and help me. But I just don't, you know me, I still have commitment issues. So this is what it's looking like for 2019. It's basically every 4 weeks. But it's just kind of to help you, but please don't share when these dates are going to be. So anyway, then from there, I will give you a suggested timeline to help you. And this is the same one that I use. Okay. So this talks about like, these are suggestions. Like this is not a contract. You're not like, subscribing and paying a monthly fee to learn how to be a faster way influencer. No, this is just this is how I do it. I've been successful. If you do this, you'll be successful. So this will say, you can post an announcement. Basically, this kind of goes into all of it. And any questions that you have, I can answer you. But you'll want to post 2 to 3 times a week if you are up for that. That'll be week 1. So right now, we are technically on week 3. Wait, am I on week 3? Would this be considered week 3? Let me look at my calendar. No, okay. We're really on week 2. Yes, we're really on kind of week 2 right now. So you can keep reaching out to people. You can share in your Insta stories what you're eating. Like, you're living this way, y'all. So all you got to do is take a picture of it. Like, it's not like this is something that you've never done and you don't know how to do. You literally are just sharing what you're doing. Take a quick video of you doing a workout. Take a picture of your weights, whatever it is. But be personal and share your heart, because these are the people that love you and care about you. So then next week will be what I call the final call week. And so that's when all week long you're creating a sense of urgency. And you may not be able to get into this for this month. Some of you will because you've been doing it already. But, and you're just going to say, hey, I don't know. You can do it however you want. But this is how it's going to go. So like if you want to get out a calendar, if you're serious about this, you can literally put week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, remind yourself of what you're going to do that week. And then I'll go into some other suggestions. Collecting email addresses is a really, really good way to do that. And I have 2 sample email addresses down here that you can literally take. When this comes to you, you'll be able to highlight this, copy this, paste this. You're going to have to change some of the information because it's not reflection of your story. But this is just an idea. And then here's another email. And by the way, say thank you to Angie because she allowed me to share this email that she used to make over $1,000 in January. So, and that's what she did. She just kept collecting email addresses and then reaching out to them personally with an email. And then here's another sample email address. This is actually the one that we use as coaches. So, definitely change that around however you want. These are just kind of helpful. Then this will be a different order when this is all complete. I was on a call for an hour before I jumped on with y'all, just kind of going over some of this. So this will be just kind of generally speaking, what's the faster way to fat loss? That's what you can share with somebody, read to somebody, talk about. This is important. When you are sharing on social media, there are certain brand guidelines we have. Like, you have to say it like this with that registered R. You can just copy and paste that from wherever. Or if you just say the faster way, it needs to look like this. It's case specific. Or you can just say like that. This is something you could literally pull up just like this, and you can be reading it on a Facebook Live or an Insta story. Hey, some of y'all have been asking me, what is carb cycling? Okay, I'm going to tell you. Carb cycling is the simple, effective, and intentional balance of carbs throughout the week that leads your body into a place of fat burning instead of sugar burning. You can take little snippets of this and do an Instagram post. So these are some talking points. Yes, we're adding a T here. This is some more talking points about intermittent fasting, more talking points about macronutrients, and blah, blah, blah. So that is pretty much it. And I am really, really, really excited about 2019, I would love, love, love if you're watching this later. If you are doing this now, Angie had to hop off, but I know that she has some pretty significant goals for 2019 and what it looks like for her family. Hey, buddy. To jump in and really use this as a way to earn extra money. So, I'm curious if y'all want to unmute yourself, if you have any questions, if you have some ideas. Kimberly, you're showing us your your pregnancy. So hang on.
The video was like X'd out of me.
At least you weren't going number 2, like what happened to me one time on a prep week call. That was crazy town. Okay, so I do need to put in here, if y'all are watching this later and you have not filled out the influencer form, I need you to fill that out because that's where I need your PayPal address, your address in case you ever earn a prize. I can mail it, whatever. So do y'all have any questions? If you do, just hit unmute and ask me any questions. Do you feel like, oh my gosh, I totally want to do this, or, whatever. So I'm here. I'm available. You let me know what you need. So I guess that's it. Kimberly, do you have any goals this month? She said that she just did one little, she was telling me this morning. She did one Instagram post and has already like 3 women reaching out and asking her. So it's definitely like, they're not going to come to you. You definitely have to be the one who's willing to share. So were you going to say something, Kimberly?
Yeah. So you're going to send us that.
I guess so. So anyway, really think through, and one reason why I wanted to do this training call. Are you trying to say something? Do I need to unmute you?
Yes. Okay.
I can't hear you.
Can you hear me?
I can't hear you.
Okay.
Can
you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, it says you're not muted.
Yeah.
I was having trouble with this with someone else this morning. I don't know what the problem is there.
Yeah, I can hear Kimberly.
You can, if you're on your phone, I guess you can't type it into the chat feature. I don't think. Okay. You can ask me for sure later, and I'll post this video in our Facebook group, and you're free to ask any questions. So when I became passionate about this, I don't know, because I don't really jump onto things like this. Like it was really obviously a God thing, because I was like, I literally watched every video Amanda Tress had ever done on business stuff. I watched everything. So I still do, like, listen to podcasts, listen to videos. Like all of this information, not all of it, but a lot of this information that I've shared is stuff that I've learned and that I've been trained in. It was not a natural part of me. So don't feel like if that's not you, but you want to, like you can do this. And so I've kind of just put it all in a nutshell and given you a lot of overwhelming information to help you be successful. So just take it a little bit at a time. But I just wanted to give you guys just kind of a little more training than just, hey, if you want to be an influencer, here's your link. Like there's actual strategies to make this successful. It's not just, being an awesome person. So I was talking about you being an awesome person, not me. So, but anyway, like I said, I want to know what this looks like for you. I would love for you to share your goals in our page. I would love for y'all to help one another, because whatever it does look like for you, like whatever it is that your family needs or your situation needs or whatever your cause is, like whatever that is, I get fired up and I get passionate about watching others succeed. And that's a really, really interesting thing in this industry and in what I do as far as having an online business is there's a lot of people out there that have definitely criticized me and definitely not been kind in the process. And I don't feel that way toward others. Like, I want you to be successful. I want so-and-so to be successful. Like, I know we call it in business, we call it an abundance mindset. And what that means is there's enough business out there for everybody. There is enough calling, if you will, and enough equipping to make all of us successful in the ways that I believe God has planned and ordained. So I'm not stressed out about that. I'm not stressed out about somebody else doing well in what they do and what they love. And I feel like and it's another mindset shift like we experience with our health in the Faster Way, is that when you just need to be prepared to cheer for other people and not have people cheer for you. And that's okay. So anyway, I'm cheering for you, and that's all that matters. So I definitely want to know what your goals are. If you have any, I definitely want you to look at this as something that you can do and something that will be profitable, because it's worth it and you're worth it. So I want this tide to rise. I want you to rise. I want us to rise. And I want us to all reach our goals together, and we can do so. So anyway, I hope everybody has a great day. I said it was going to be less than 30 minutes. It was 48. Actually, it was 45. So anyway, and I will talk to y'all soon. And February 4th, get ready. So anyway, y'all have a good one. Bye.